Keith Urban wrote a song about Nicole Kidman, and the lyrics reveal secrets about their relationship. In the ever-changing world of entertainment, a number of celebrities have managed to maintain their respective relationships, and Keith Urban can certainly attest to that, as he's been married to Nicole Kidman since 2006. But in March 2019, the country musician got tongues wagging when he revealed that one of his latest tracks exposes some rather, well, intimate details about the couple's romance. Having entered the world in June 1967, Kidman spent her early years in Honolulu, Hawaii, alongside her parents, Anthony and Janelle Ann Kidman. Her father plied his trade as a psychologist, biochemist, and writer, while her mother worked in the healthcare sector as a tutor for nurses. However, in the early 1970s, the family made a significant move. Yes, when Kidman was 4 years old, she and her family packed their bags to return to their home country of Australia. From there, the future Hollywood star enrolled in a local public school before becoming a student at the North Sydney Girls High. And during this period, she started to showcase some interesting skills. That's right, after showing an initial interest in ballet dancing as a child, Kidman switched her focus to acting, and she subsequently began getting regular work at Sydney's Phillip Street Theatre, balancing this with her high school studies. Then the teenager made a life-changing decision. Kidman opted to leave education early in a bid to kickstart her acting career, and before long the teen bagged her first on-screen role, joining the cast of the 1983 Australian holiday movie Bush Christmas. Kidman's work didn't end there though, as she earned another part at the back end of that year. This time, Kidman was cast as one of the leads in BMX Bandits, in which she starred alongside John Lay and David Argou. She then went on to appear in 2 television movies to round off 1983. And then the following year, the Australian continued to establish herself on the small screen, landing roles in long-running TV shows. Kidman joined the cast of A Country Practice, a medical drama that eventually came to an end in 1993 after 13 seasons. She featured in just 2 episodes of the program, though, before appearing in another television movie, Matthew and Son, in 1984. And from there, the actress's career really started to pick up. That's because in 1985, Kidman bagged a part in the television show 5 Mile Creek, taking on the character of Annie. And after featuring in 13 episodes of the drama, she appeared in her next big screen role that year. Specifically, the actress was cast in the Australian comedy Wills and Burke, and yet her work didn't end there. Off the back of Wills and Burke, Kidman joined the cast of the television movie Archer, and after that she bagged one of the leading roles in the 1986 drama Windrider, in which she stars longtime Tom Burlinson. But Kidman's career was still only just beginning. In 1987, the star took the lead role in the television miniseries Vietnam, appearing in all 10 episodes. And later that year, she went on to feature in 3 TV films, ahead of another busy period in 1988. At this point, you see the Australian return to the big screen once again with 2 new releases. During this period, Kidman starred in Australian movies The Bit Part and Emerald City, which led to another significant moment, this time in 1989. Having established herself down under, the actress finally grabbed the attention of American audiences with her performance in Dead Calm. Yes, stepping into the shoes of Ray Ingram, Kidman featured alongside Billy Zane and Sam Neill in the classic thriller. Following Kidman's memorable efforts in Dead Calm, her next silver screen appearance came a year later. This time, she had landed a part in the sports drama Days of Thunder, joining the likes of Tom Cruise, Michael Rooker, and Robert Duvall on the production. The star's work in Hollywood didn't seem to end there, though. After appearing in a string of releases throughout the early 1990s, Kidman enjoyed a notable year in 1995. She kicked things off with a supporting part in the movie Batman Forever, taking on the lead character of Dr. Chase Meridian, and from there the rising star bagged the leading role in dark comedy To Die For. Some 4 years later, Kidman then delivered one of her most memorable performances. Starring alongside Cruise once again, she took on a character of Alex Harford in 1999's Eyes Wide Shut. And this led to another significant role, one that pushed the Australian's career to new heights in 2001. That's right, Kidman joined the cast of Baz Luhrmann's musical film Moulin Rouge that year, earning her first Oscar nomination as a result. Plus, the actress scooped a Golden Globe for her performance some 6 years after her previous win for To Die For. Then in 2002, Kidman's career took another exciting turn. That year, Kidman stepped into the iconic shoes of Virginia Woolf in The Hours, starring alongside acting heavyweights Meryl Streep and Julianne Moore. And once again, the star's performance earned her plenty of recognition during awards season. This time, moreover, she finally bagged her first Academy Award for Best Actress. Off the back of the success throughout the 2000s, Kidman went on to appear in a number of other movies such as Birth and Cold Mountain. What's more, she starred again in both Bewitched and The Stepford Wives, maintaining her position as one of Hollywood's hottest actresses. Yet the Australian was crossing milestones in her personal life too. That's because in 2006, she tied the knot with musician Keith Urban. Urban was born in October 1967 and relocated to Australia as a youngster after spending his early years in New Zealand. Before long, the future superstar started to take real interest in country music, which led him to enter a number of talent competitions as his aspirations finally became a reality in the 1990s. Urban's self-titled debut record hit the Australian airwaves in 1991, breaking into the top 100 of the charts. And a year later, he made a big decision that would change his career forever. Having established himself down under, the promising musician packed his bags for Nashville, Tennessee. Over the next 5 years, Urban showcased his skills as a writer before working on his own records. This time, however, it wasn't a solo effort. You see, in 1997, the country musician found his own band called The Ranch, with the group releasing a self-titled album later that year. However, not long after this, Urban wanted to try his hand at a solo act again, and he quit his band as a result. The decision paid off almost immediately, though, as his second, self-titled album proved a big hit in 1999. Plus, while the record itself cracked the top 5, the single, But for the Grace of God, reached the top spot in the American country charts. Urban followed this up in 2002 with his third record, which he called Golden Road. This album was a massive success at the time, reaching number 2 in the country music charts. In addition, 3 of the record's tracks hit the top spot in the singles charts, and the accolades proved just how popular the singer had become in the United States. However, Urban's most significant success came in 2006 when he picked up his very first award at the Grammys. And to round off an incredible year, the musician said "I do" with Kidman later that summer. Reflecting on the early days of their relationship, Kidman later lifted the lid on the pivotal moment that had occurred back in 2005. "It was my 38th birthday," Kidman recalled to People magazine in January 2019, and Urban stood outside with gardenias at 5 a.m. on my stoop in New York. That's when I went, "This is the man I hope I get to marry." Urban's efforts to woo the Hollywood star didn't end there, though. For instance, Urban and Kidman took a romantic trip to Woodstock, New York, via motorcycle, which apparently deepened the actress's feelings toward him. In her mind, there was little doubt that the musician was the one. Talking of that particular expedition, Kidman told People, "It was pretty intense. I believed by that point that Urban was the love of my life," Kidman continued. "Maybe that's because I am deeply romantic, or I'm an actress, or I have strong faith as well, but I just believe, oh okay, here he is." Not everything has been smooth sailing for the celeb duo, though. Since tying the knot, they've had to overcome some truly challenging moments. A few months into married life, Urban decided to admit himself into the Betty Ford rehab clinic owing to a reported issue with alcohol. The country star went on to stay at the facility until January 2007, at which point he returned home. And in 2007, Urban explained to People just why he had felt the need to seek out help during that time. "I was gonna lose it all," Urban explained to the magazine. "It was like, if I don't choose this moment to do the right thing and do something that's going to give me life, all of the things I'm scared of losing I'm going to lose anyway," and presumably one of those things was his wife. From there, Urban spoke about the impact that all of this had on his relationship with Kidman, hinting that their bond had grown stronger as a result. He said, "Some of these things happen in marriages many, many years into it, and you work through them. It's like moving into a house and then the house burns down. We get to build a new one together. Not one that's mine. It's ours. We build it together," Urban continued. "We know every part of our relationship because we've built it, just the two of us. It's beautiful." Nicole listened to her heart and did what she thought was the right thing to do. To see that kind of love in action, that's very moving. Urban added, "And it's also deeply inspiring and just makes me want to be a better man." Then after overcoming this particular hurdle in his life, the country superstar got back to work, releasing a number of other albums in the following few years. His 10th record, which was titled Graffiti You, hit the shelves back in 2018. One of the standout tracks from the album is Gemini, which was penned by Urban and 3 other writers. Kidman's husband uploaded the song to YouTube via his official channel in April 2018, generating a big response. And since then, the tune has racked up over 230,000 views on the website. In addition, Gemini has garnered more than 1,500 likes and close to 150 comments from online users, most of whom were seemingly impressed. "This is Michael Jackson meets Maroon 5 meets Keith Urban," wrote one person in the video's comments section before adding, "Great song." Meanwhile, another user couldn't help but praise one particular aspect of the track. They wrote, "That freaking guitar solo, man, freaking awesome, so love it. You know it's good when you start to groove to the beat and then start headbanging when the guitar solo comes on. Only Keith Urban can make a song like that." However, while Gemini has been very well received, it's arguably the lyrics that have attracted the most attention. The line, "She's a maniac in the bed but a brainiac in her head," has certainly raised some eyebrows, for instance. And fans have speculated about whom the singer is referencing. Urban shed a bit of light on the mystery back in March 2019, though. The song is actually about Nicole, the icon told British news website iNews at the time, and she loves it. It's a fun song. My co-writer Julia Michaels asked me to describe Nicole, and that's what came out. She's a Gemini, and she's not a contradiction. Urban went into a bit more detail regarding the writing process for this track in an interview with Entertainment Tonight. He said of his methods, "Everything is spontaneous when I write my music. Rarely do I have a very set idea, often that changes anyway. Gemini started with the 4 of us in a room, Ian Kirkpatrick, Justin Tranter, Julia Michaels, and myself." Urban continued. "Ian had a cool little groove going. I started playing my guitar and a melody starts coming. Then Justin and Julia start asking about Nick, and the song just started to take off from there." Meanwhile, just as Urban continues to find success in the music industry, Kidman too has enjoyed her share of plaudits recently. Back in 2017, for instance, the actress bagged her 4th Oscar nod, this time for her work in Lion, before receiving another big honor the following year. Yes, thanks to her memorable performance in the TV show Big Little Lies, she picked up her 4th Golden Globe. At the back end of 2018, Kidman appeared in the smash hit comic book movie Aquaman, featuring alongside Jason Momoa and Amber Heard. And as for 2019, the Australian has a busy year ahead of her. In addition to her involvement in the 2nd season of Big Little Lies, she has 2 more movies due for release. Let's just hope her husband can keep up. Share and subscribe 24H to our news channel. Thanks for watching video.